let's try this again, everybody. Let's give it another swing. Welcome one more time to Bucs Live.
Get ready.
Get ready. It's time for Bucs Live.
Bucs Live.
Bucs Live.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers talk with Rick Hughes and David Whitecarver.
This is
Bucs Live.
Let's Go.
Let's go.
All right, so hopefully you can hear me now. Hopefully we got that all the bugs worked out. Sorry about that, guys. You gotta love technology. It always makes my life just so much easier. Not. Anyway, we are good to go here. Welcome to Bucs Live. Hopefully Ronde Barber's big night. We will see. It's coming down to that time. The good thing about the difficulty here and the technical difficulties that we had is that now we don't have to wait as long to find out the big news. So we will know shortly. About 20 minutes, I believe, is what they're saying. About 10:30 is when the announcement. I think they're expecting. That's when they're expecting the announcement. So we will find out. Hopefully, Ronde Barber will be in the hall. We're gonna be here with you and get the news. I will be here with you, and we'll talk about it. Give me your favorite Ronde Barber memories. Let's talk about it. Put them in the chat. And we'll talk. We'll see how this goes. It's kind of an on-the-fly thing, last minute sort of a thing. We'll find out. But anyway, we are here. Let's do this. Let's talk Ronde Barber. Let's talk Bucs. Everybody, I think if you've been a fan for years and years and years, we all have the favorite play. That's in Philly. I think if you've been a Bucs fan long enough to give a care about Ronde Barber, it's the Philly play. It's the run back. That's the play. That's probably the play in Buccaneer history. I think every fan who's been around for that long enough to care about Ronde getting in, I think we're all in agreement. I don't think there's much doubt. Now we're waiting on word. Listen, there are a lot of guys. I mean, Warren Sapp's in, Derek Brooks is in, John Lynch is in. That's a heck of a defense. 4 guys on that defense all going to the hall. If we can see Ronde get in there, it would just be amazing. It would be amazing. And hopefully we'll have some folks stop by here. BSG, you're there in chat. I'm hoping. Yeah. BSG, I agree. It's the NFC Championship game, pick 6. That's the play. But what are your, other than that play, which is the obvious, other than that play, what's your favorite Ronde Barber moment? What do you remember most about Ronde Barber? Whether it's a moment or just Ronde in general, what do you remember? Or what do you think about when you think about Ronde Barber other than that play? Because if it's only one play, well, there's so much to think about with him. Now, that play was so huge that it's hard not to just automatically think of that. But, I mean, just watching him grow and knowing that the first year they drafted him, he was not good, guys. Ronde was not good the first year. He became obviously special. He redefined a position. He did something that he's the way I heard it put was he's a one of one. And I don't mean it in that, you know what I mean? He's a one of one. He's the only guy that at the time, nobody had done anything remotely similar to what he had done. His numbers are crazy. If you put him up against Revis, if you put him up against a lot of other people that are first ballot Hall of Famers, he's got better numbers than them. The good news is probably out of 10 people that I respect that I see online, 9 of them are saying they think Ronde is going in. They say they believe this is the night. One is saying don't get excited, don't count your chickens before they hatch, that maybe he's not going to get in, and that if he doesn't get in, we need to be patient. Still, sit there. And Lynch went 7 times, and this is only his third, I believe. Ronde's third. Anyway, that one who is basically saying, "Hey, Bucs fans, simmer down," is Joe Bucs fan and Ira Kaufman, who gave the speech to try to the Hall of Fame committee to try to pitch Ronde Barber. He's part of Joe Bucs fan, and they're the ones saying don't get too excited just yet. Now, that may be because they're so close to the situation. They are nervous as they wait. They may not even know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I know a lot of folks from around Tampa media and even national media, Ross Tucker, etc. A lot of people are saying this is it. He's in this year. So we're going to hear shortly, probably about 15 minutes, we will get the news. So you guys who are in chat, if you are Bucs fans, you guys who are out there watching, hop onto chat and tell us, what are your favorite Ronde Barber moments? What are the things you remember about Ronde Barber? We're all going to be here together. We're either going to celebrate together or we're going to commiserate together, but we are going to be here together tonight. I know y'all are watching the show at the same time. You got one eye on us and one eye on the show. Let's hope we get good news and we can all celebrate here together. I will say this, there's been some big news today. Let's cover this. There's been quite a bit of news around the Buccaneers today. Bruce Arians talking to the media, Levante David talking to the media. It has given us sort of, by the way, Christopher Cole, who said that they need a new spokesman. Chris, he got the other guys in. Why do you say that? I mean, they've gotten, Ira Kaufman has done an amazing job. Warren Sapp's in there. Derek Brooks is in there. John Lynch is in there. Why would you think we need another spokesperson? I mean, he's got a freaking great track record. It doesn't get better than that. We're always unhappy and finding things to complain about. This is a guy who's batted 3 for 3. We got number 4 still up at the plate. Let's come on now. But okay, Buccaneer news from today. Let's talk about this. First of all, Bruce Arians, who we've all heard Bruce is angry. Bruce, is mad at the Bucs because they got rid of the coaching, blah, blah, blah. Bruce came out. He's in Arizona. He came out and he said he plans on fulfilling his contract with the Buccaneers, that he's still all about the team. He's still, looking forward to fulfilling his role, and he loves being a part of the organization. And when, we've all been wondering, what are they going to do as far as offensive coordinator? What are they going to do as far as quarterback? We kind of got some answers today. We at least got a peek. We at least got a peek behind what might be the plan. No guarantees on this, but this might be the plan, and it looks like maybe this is the plan. It looks like after Levante David came out and talked, after Bruce Arians came out and talked, it looks like they are gonna give Kyle Trask a shot at this. They are gonna let him take his shot. I think they are also going to bring in a very low priced veteran quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, Sam Darnold kind of a guy, somebody that they can get very, very cheap. I think that's probably what they're going to do. Derek Carr, it looks like, is going to New Orleans. So everybody just stop that fantasy. Let it go. He's going to New Orleans. He's canceled his visits with other teams. He spent a lot of time with the Saints over the last couple of days. It looks like that's just a reality. So it's time to move on from the Derek Carr talk. And now we can all start to hate Derek Carr. He's never won anything. I'll have fun with all of this. Let's hate Derek Carr. I wanted him, but he's not here anymore. Now he's a Saint, so I hate him. Now, as far as Jeff Olson. Oh my God, Jeff. No. Ugh. I can't even believe you said it. No. The answer is no. It's not just no. The answer is not just no. The answer is
No.
okay. It's about as clear as I know how to be. Anyway, back on to whether this is going to be, or who's going to be the quarterback and what's going on. It looks as though Kyle Trask is the guy. Levante David basically has said as much today. I think what the Buccaneers' plan is, the reason they don't have an offensive coordinator is they're waiting for the Super Bowl to end so they can go after the quarterback's coach from the Eagles. Why would they want to go after the quarterback's coach from the Eagles? The reason is because he was the offensive coordinator for the University of Florida when Kyle Trask was there. If Kyle Trask is a slow learner, and that's sort of the whispers, is that he's a bit of a slow learner, but now you bring in a guy who's going to have a playbook that Trask is somewhat familiar with and language that he's already familiar with. So that's the whispers that are out there right now. That's the whispers. So it looks as though maybe they're waiting to get Phillies. And I can't think of his name right now. I should have had this in front of me. They hit their quarterback's coach, who it looks like that's who they're waiting for to be the offensive coordinator. I think Pincher is a backup plan. But that's what I think is happening. So Arians will still be around. I think we know what the plan is now at quarterback. I think what they're doing, and I want everybody, and we're going to go over this on Tuesday night on the regular show, but I want to say this, guys. We knew going in when we got Tom Brady that, we hoped, best case scenario, we were hoping. We were just, we were hoping for 3 years and a Super Bowl. That's exactly what we got. And we knew when we got Tom Brady, 3 years and a Super Bowl, then we're going to have to pay the price, because win now means pay the price later. This is what it looks like. Okay. This is what pay the price later looks like. And what I think they're doing is, before it gets too bad, like the Saints, before it gets too bad, I think what they're doing is moving forward and saying, let's clean out some of this salary cap issues. Let's re-sign some of our players instead of putting money into Derek Carr or, some other guy who's going to cost quite a bit of money. So I think that's where we're at. I think that's what we're looking at. So whether you have Kyle Trask's former offensive coordinator at Florida, who is now with Philadelphia, or you get Joe Burrow's quarterback's coach over the last 3 years, you're looking at a guy who has worked with a young quarterback and had success. And I think that's why they're looking at the coaching staff that they're looking at and the moves that they're looking at. Now, what does that mean for Todd Bowles in the long run? I guess we'll see. I do not know how that's going to play itself out. I don't know. But it's not the greatest of situations for Bowles, that's for sure. But anyway, that's today's news. We'll dig into that as we get more information, probably after the Super Bowl, a day or two after the Super Bowl. We'll start getting info on Monday, Tuesday. I think that'll start to become more clear. Anyway, we got about 8 minutes or so. I mean, we don't know exactly what time they're going to announce, but we know it's coming very, very soon. We are going to find out if we are celebrating together or if we're commiserating together. Hopefully it's going to be good news. We will see. Oh, I don't know, Jeff. Why do you say anybody from JBF, from Joe Bucs fans, should not represent the team? I don't agree with that at all. Ira Kaufman is a Hall of Fame voter. That's who's going to represent the team. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame voter. He's been a Hall of Fame voter. He's been part of the Tampa media, the Tampa Tribune, I believe it was, for years. Ira Kaufman is a fixture. He is respected. And he's been around for a very, very long time. So I think that I just don't think you're right on that. saying that he shouldn't represent the team. Who the heck do you want to represent the team? You want somebody who doesn't know the team, who hasn't been around for decades? I mean, Ira Kaufman was covering Ronde Barber. He knows the story. Who do you want to get to do it? I think he's the right guy. And like I said, major props to Ira Kaufman. And people get weird because they sit there and they see, for 6 years, John Lynch didn't get in, until the 7th year. So they're like, oh, Ira Kaufman sucks because Lynch didn't get in quicker. Come on, man. He got him in. He's gotten 3 of those defenders in, and hopefully in just a few minutes here, hopefully 5 minutes or so, it's going to be 4 from that defensive team. 4 out of the 11 that were on the field are going to make the Hall of Fame. Guys, that's a lot to be excited about. And I'm looking forward to in the future. I mean, we're going to have the thing is, guys, when you look at the Buccaneers as a franchise as a whole, that'll be 5 players, I believe they'll have in the Hall of Fame. A lot of teams don't have 5 players. It's a fact. Several don't have 5 players in the Hall of Fame. Several haven't even been to a Super Bowl. 1/3 of the league, I believe, hasn't even been to a Super Bowl, let alone win one. Or no, wait, it's 1/3 hasn't won one. 6 or 8 teams haven't been. And the Bucs have 2 victories, 2 blowout victories. I mean, it's kind of this team, this franchise, everything about the way they're doing things is good. And I think it's time for Bucs fans to lighten up and stop being, so negative. Everybody with the negativity, constant negativity. It gets a little bit old. It's constant. It's just like you're trying to prove something, like you can be more, I don't know. It's, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of the 90s when every band that came out was trying to be more morose than the one before it. I mean, let's see how depressed we can be. And everybody's like that about the Bucs. For 3 years, we've been doing great, and everybody just complains. So come on. I love this memory, Christopher. Christopher Cole brought this up. My favorite memory of Ronde is the time he picked off Favre with a broken hand. That is a great memory of Ronde. There are so many. There's so many with so many guys from that team. I mean, it's crazy how many of those guys. Man, it's just phenomenal. And not to mention Tony Dungy's in. I mean, it's pretty cool. I just think there's so much. There's so much that we can be happy about as Buccaneers fans. Now, but guys, I've been here through the hard years. Let me rephrase that. I've been here through the hard decades. I know when the lows come, they're low. They are really low. And I know what you're thinking.
Oh, no, we suck again.
And maybe you're right for a little while, but I think what they're doing is, because we still have a core of the team here, we do still have a good core to build on in the future, that this team there's hope. There's something to look forward to. No, we're probably not looking at a Super Bowl next year. Okay. We've gotten spoiled over the last 3 years, and you guys complained the whole time anyway during those 3 years. So, it's, you find things to be unhappy about. Oh, Brady, people complaining, he would have, if we had Jameis, we'd have scored more points. I can't believe I heard that from fans 5 minutes after we won the Super Bowl. Okay. I mean, people just find something to be unhappy about constantly with this team, something they're not happy about. Todd Bowles, before the year started, people were calling fire Todd Bowles. Why? I mean, he's had 1 year where he came in late, didn't have his own coaches. And I want to say props to the organization for standing by him and letting him have his own coaches. Props to the organization for standing up to Bruce Arians and saying, I'm sorry you don't like the fact that Todd Bowles wants his own coaches, but you did, and you're no longer the coach anymore. Thank you for being a consultant. You're very valuable to this team, BA. You are very valuable to this team, but you're not the head coach anymore. Todd Bowles is. So bring in your guys. And listen, if they have a down year, I don't know what the Bucs are going to do. I don't know. I guess it depends on how that down year goes. If they improve throughout the year, if Kyle Trask starts weak but ends strong. I mean, there's so many different ways that this year could go. I mean, let's be honest, they could still win the division. The Saints, everybody's looking at the Saints and like giving them the division because they have Derek Carr. I don't know, man. We had Tom Brady and we barely won the division. I don't know why everybody thinks that Derek Carr is going to be the savior for the Saints. They're going to have to get rid of half their freaking organization. Alvin Kamara is probably going to be suspended for the first 6 games. I mean, the team's going to have to get gutted so they can bring in Derek Carr. So, yeah, I'm not giving the Saints the division just yet. And anybody who says, yeah, well, he'll be the best quarterback. I saw this. He'll be the best quarterback in the division. Okay. Who was the best quarterback in the NFC North? Aaron Rodgers. His team came in 3rd. Okay. 3rd. All right. And he's not the only, there were several divisions where good quarterbacks came in 3rd. All right. That you don't win automatically because you have the best quarterback. And the world is different now, guys. 3 out of the final 4 teams this year had quarterbacks on rookie contracts. 3 out of the final 4 had quarterbacks on rookie contracts. It's a big, big deal. It means you can build the team around that quarterback. I think the age of expensive quarterbacks is maybe starting to go away. These Lamar Jackson contracts and such are gutting teams. It's a little early to figure out about how the Mahomes contract is going to play out because they signed him early for a very, very long time. And we don't know how that's all going to play out with the salary cap and such, and whether Mahomes is going to, if it is low, Mahomes may demand a higher contract. I don't know. $500 million sounds like a lot. But he may be able to get more as time goes by. So anyway, guys, there's a lot to be hopeful for. One thing to be hopeful for, any moment, we are going to hear the news either way, or we're going to find out about Ronde Barber going into the hall, not going into the hall. We're going to find out one way or the other very, very, very soon. I'm waiting to get that information. Should be breaking news any moment. So cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross whatever you got to cross, because now's the time. Here we go. It's coming any moment. And I will tell you, if you watched NFL Honors, I was planning on waiting and going live after Ronde got either inducted or not. I was going to wait until then. And the funniest part of all of it is I just got so bored watching that show. I don't know if I'm the only one. Was anybody else as bored as I was? I mean, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. I mean, Kelly Clarkson was a little bit funny, she was a little bit funny, a little bit, but it just seems like, I mean, they need to figure out how to make that show better, because they need to make that show a little bit better. So we sit and we wait any moment. You guys, let's see, what does Christopher Cole say? Christopher says, I don't care who's our quarterback because I bleed red and pewter. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. And that's why I don't know why more fans are not like that. More fans are, I mean, Tom Brady was the quarterback and they complained the whole season. Now, I will tell you, this last year, I'm gonna say it, and it's sacrilege, but Tom Brady, he was awful this year. He really was awful. I mean, he's a pocket passer who won't stand up in the pocket, who won't step up in the pocket. That's a problem. So I don't know. I mean, that it's just not a good thing. Listen, everybody, I'm looking at more and more and more tweets coming out. Now, I don't know. It's probably one person said that they think Ronde's in, and more and more and more and more. We're hearing more and more. Everybody's coming out saying we think he's in. We think he's in. We think he's in. I believe it's official. I think it's official. Did I just hear this? Did I get this right? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. Did I hear it about Ronde? By the way, I don't know if you guys know it, but Derek Carr, I will say this. He had Derek Carr's meeting with the Saints has concluded. He had his wife there with him, spending a lot of time there. Yeah, so that's good. I guess they keep doing. I'm not watching, but they keep having players sing Kelly Clarkson songs. I'm not really sure. I think that's funny. Still waiting for the news, I guess, to find out whether it's actually done yet or not. Still waiting. Come on, guys. Let's get the news. Guys, Ronde, I wanted to say this. Tom Brady sucked last year, and I wanted to just say it directly. He really did. He was not good last year, but that was last year, and things move on. And you know, when Cam Jordan makes comments like when Cam Jordan says things that are, oh, the Bucs are going to go back to being the Bucs now that Brady's not there. Well, the Saints went back to being the Saints once Breeze left. I mean, what do you expect? You know, you lose one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. What do you expect with Wes? You know, the Saints lost one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We lost the greatest quarterback of all time. So I don't know what you're expecting. But yeah, I mean, come on. It's going to happen. All right. Come on, Ronde. I guess the news is about to break. I guess we're seconds away from hearing about Ronde. Waiting any moment here. Hey there, I believe in the house, Big Game Sports Buzz. I think I know who that is. Former Buccaneer. I think that's him. That's in the house right now commenting. We will see in just a moment. But guys, I mean, I'm excited about where the news should be coming any second here. We are waiting. Come on, Ronde. Let's get the good news. How about you guys? I mean, somebody tell me the moment we hear it, or tell me what's going on. If somebody out there is watching, and we're going to get the info shortly. Now, I want you guys tell me what you think about the plan that I brought up that it looks like the Buccaneers are doing. It looks like we know now. It looks like it's slowly being revealed. We're hearing what the plan is. I mean, that's what we're hearing. I mean, it seems like that's the plan. I mean, you might not like it. You might like it. I don't know. I'm certainly happy about give the kid a chance. Give Trask a chance. How about this? If he's going to get out there. Now, first of all, anybody who says Trask is going to be great, you have no idea what you're talking about. We have no information to say Kyle Trask is going to be a great NFL quarterback. Nothing. We have no information. If you think Kyle Trask is going to suck, you really don't know. I mean, the coaches and everybody know better. So, I mean, honestly, guys, we just need to wait. We need to see. We need to trust the process, as they always say. Trust the process. We need to sit back, wait, and trust the people who are making the decisions because they know what's going on. They have plans. Okay. Darrelle Revis is officially a first ballot Hall of Famer. Darrelle Revis is in the Hall of Fame. That's been announced. So they are going through this now. There it is, guys. It's official from Greg Allman. Greg Allman just tweeted, congrats to Bucs great Ronde Barber on being unveiled tonight as part of this year's class for the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Ronde Barber is in the Hall of Fame. There we go, guys. Thank you, Greg Allman. It is official. Ronde Barber's in the Hall. Holy cow. That was a process. It took longer than expected, but Ronde is in the Hall. That's great. It's awesome. I'm excited. Ronde deserves every bit of that. 4 people, 4 of the players on that Super Bowl defense, 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 are in the Hall of Fame. Well represented. The Buccaneers are well represented in the Hall. And you know what? There are some players on the field right now that are going to end up in the Hall. So, I mean, it's pretty exciting, guys. It is pretty exciting. This team, when we're down, we are way down. But when we are good, man, we are really good. So, you know, that we win Super Bowls or suck. We don't do a lot in between. I mean, that's a fact. Think about being, I don't know, Cleveland, Detroit, Buffalo, Minnesota. I'm just naming teams off the top of my head that I know have never won. The Chargers. This is just literally ones that are popping in my brain very quickly, like, you know, that have never won Super Bowls. And I mean, there are so many that are, man, guys, we've got a rich history of very good and very bad. But one more guy, Ronde Barber, congratulations. Welcome to the Hall, buddy. I am very happy for you, Ronde. This was the year we've been waiting for. So good for Ronde. Good for Ronde. Anyway, I'm excited for him. You guys, anybody got anything you want to say? Say it in chat, or you know what? Well, yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to open the phone lines. I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. You guys want to start making comments? You can do it in the chat, and then if we get a little bit of comments going here, then maybe I'll open the phone lines and open links to come on. But otherwise, we'll talk for a few more minutes. We'll remember Ronde. Let me tell you some of the things that I remember about Ronde. I remember watching Ronde. It seemed almost Devin White-like, where all of a sudden just shot out of a cannon, Ronde, a sack and a quarterback, which was just not something you saw from that position. Ronde is something special. I remember Ronde running, you know, I remember the pick sixes. I remember the picks. I remember he started very bad and got very good very fast and became just a transformative player at his position. And I mean, it's man, he's in the Hall, and he did it quick too. Everybody who complains now, if you're complaining, those of you who were in there complaining about Ira Kaufman, you still going to complain about Ira Kaufman? He's now 4 for 4. Every player that he has pitched to the Hall of Fame committee. Let me say this again. Every single player that he has pitched to the Hall of Fame committee has been inducted. All right. Sorry, guys, but as a Buccaneers fan, thank you, Ira Kaufman. Thank you, Ronde Barber, for being worthy of being in the Hall. Thank you, John Lynch. Thank you, Derek Brooks. Thank you, Warren Sapp. I am proud as a Buccaneers fan to know these guys made the Hall. All 4 of them, guys. All 4 of them. So Ronde is in. It is official. Ronde is heading to Canton. He is part of the class of 2023. Ronde, you're a Buccaneer legend. I think you still have the top play in Buccaneer history, the most favorite play in Buccaneer history. Massive respect. Massive respect. And I am just so excited and proud as a Buccaneers fan tonight. I really am. You know what? I'll do this. I'll do it just briefly. Let's see what happens here. Let me open up the phone lines. If anybody wants to call, if anybody has any information, anything you want to share, you want to talk about Ronde, do it quick. If we don't get any calls, we'll call it a night. But we got to celebrate here together. Ronde Barber is part of the Hall of Fame, guys. It's official. That can't be taken away. It's done. We're gonna see that bust. We're gonna see the speech at Canton. We're gonna during the Hall of Fame game. Ronde Barber. Man, it's good to be a Bucs fan. It really is good to be a Bucs fan. So everybody who doesn't feel like that, you're missing out. Hold on. Let's add from Bucs Report. Let's add this guy. All right, yeah. Dude, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, the third time's the charm.
Abso-freaking-lutely. How about that?
And that's awesome. And of course he deserved it. We all knew that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And anybody that argues otherwise, you're just salty and most likely an Eagles fan. I will say this. Hey, Rick, I haven't been able to tune in because I've been waiting with bated breath for this announcement. And I'll keep it PG-ish on here because, you're a nice guy.
I prefer that. Yeah.
What the hell did Geno Smith come back from?
What do you mean?
He won Comeback Player of the Year.
I have no idea what his injury was last year. I don't know.
He wasn't.
He wasn't?
He rode the bench all year.
He came back from the bench. I don't know. I mean,
it's a big discussion on.
He came back from. I know what he came back from. Obscurity.
Sucking. Yeah.
Obscurity. He came back from obscurity.
So
he came back from irrelevance.
So Chris Godwin comes back, gets 1,000 yards receiving in half a season, basically on half a leg. He's not even nominated. Ryan Jensen's kneecap was facing southeast when it's supposed to be facing north. He comes back and he doesn't even get a mention. But a guy who wasn't even hurt comes back from sucking to win. Okay, sorry. Rant over.
It's not a bad rant. It's not a bad rant. By the way, Fred Moore just brought up, congratulations to 20. Now it's time for 97. Okay, Simeon Rice, I believe, is who he's talking about. Guys, am I crazy about this? Does Simeon deserve it? I mean, it makes it sound like I don't like him. I love him. He's a great part of Buccaneer history. Does he deserve the Hall?
Well, after seeing the team whose head coach whose team finished in second place in the division also win Coach of the Year, and then a guy who wasn't hurt win Comeback Player of the Year, I don't think there's logic based in most of this.
Who won Coach of the Year?
The Giants coach.
Wow.
Not Kyle Shanahan, who had 3 starting quarterbacks and won 12 in a row before losing a game before the Super Bowl. No, not the Jacksonville Jaguars who came back from Urban kick your kicker in the face to win the division and go to the playoffs. Not them. No.
Detroit.
The second place team.
Yeah, the Giants.
Okay, here's the thing. Rick, what? Name the Giants head coach. What's his name? Exactly.
No. Well, it's not fair because I've been the last 3 shows. I'm horrible with names.
Well, yeah, but one of your best friends is a Giants guy. He used to call in all the time.
Yeah, he did. I hope he comes back one of these days. But no, but I mean, it doesn't mean I can't tell you who their head coach is. So,
well, I mean, Kyle Shanahan and Ed Peterson.
Okay.
But the point I'm getting at is, come on, guys, we got to be better than this.
I agree.
Have we turned this into American Idol?
The whole show. Well, we are. Kelly Clarkson's on there. I mean,
and Kelly, that dress wasn't doing what you think it was doing. It made you look like, when you get
careful.
Oh, I'm gonna be nice. When when you buy like Pillsbury biscuits.
I'm so nervous right now. Oh,
but the package is damaged, so a little bit's popping out here and there.
Yeah, you're going there.
Okay.
That
said, here's the thing.
Listen, Nobody's saying she's a small girl. Okay.
No, and I got no problem with big girls. Hell, I'm married to one. Hold on, I'm good. But that dress, I'll just say this. First of all, you wear a Dallas dress to honor the Cowboys, and every name on the dress hasn't won a ring. Sorry. Second, the midsection of that dress, that was Kevlar. You're not kidding anybody.
Hey, I want to bring something up. Does it, Cam Jordan and his whole thing that about, oh, Brady's gone. Now you're going to go back to being the Bucs.
Yeah.
Didn't they go back to being the Saints without Breeze?
Well, here, okay. First of all, Cam Jordan, you talk a lot of smack for a guy whose team had Drew Brees for a decade and a half and got one ring.
Yeah.
You talk a lot of smack considering you weren't even on the team that got the effing ring. So you're a bridesmaid at best, homie. Okay,
Yeah,
you've been on the stage, but not quite to the dance.
He hasn't been on the stage, has he?
I don't think did he go to the Super Bowl? He might have.
They haven't lost a Super Bowl.
I'll say this: he doesn't have a ring,
right?
And
he's never been to the game,
right? And the New Orleans Breaker outfit you were wearing tonight, dude. I mean. At what point do we just go, no, that's not fly or fresh or drip? That's stupid.
Listen,
anyway.
Well, at what point you remember Cam Newton? Listen, we've
You're here with two angry white guys. Okay, go ahead.
We've long since passed stupid. Okay. I mean, Joe Burrow, really? I mean, I don't know. It's like just dress as crazy as you want, and then everybody will say, "Wow, look, that's cool." No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
I just don't remember Tom Brady wearing sequins.
Well, I don't know. Sorry.
Hey, whoa.
Producer stepping in. He's nervous that you're.
Don't worry. I've left all my good jokes.
Yeah. For some other show, some other day, some other time. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I'm on that one platform where I have to behave. So.
Yep. Yes, you are.
Okay. So, assalamu alaikum, praise every. Okay.
And all that.
But here's the thing. I mean, first of all, kudos to the NFL. You have made yourself a year-round entity in the entertainment and sports industry.
It was bad. The show was bad. I mean,
it was
really
horrible.
Was bad.
It was horrible. And here's the thing. I like Kelly Clarkson. I think she's got a good personality when she's not trying to have a good personality.
Right. Well, that's kind of her weakness. Is she's always kind of almost a parody of herself now.
Right. It's like, dude, we get it. But again, I can't get off the fact that you're bragging about the Cowboys who last won a Super Bowl when you were 13, Kelly. Okay. And you're wearing.
I'm all about fans being fans. But sometimes, listen, I know this as a Buccaneers fan, I'm not talking too much crap right now because I get it now. Now's the time to be humble. Y'all who complained for the last couple of years, for the last 3 years, you missed your shot at the bragging. Okay, now's not the time.
No, now we have to pay attention to the task at hand.
Ooh, nice. You get props for that. You get props for that. So yeah, it looks as though that is the plan.
That was trademarked and copyrighted.
Yeah, that is. That I think it's come out now. I mean, all the rumors. This is what I'm laughing about. This literally happened. Okay, this is what I love about this, and I've held conversations with fans on the phone or through like Facebook Messenger or whatever, Twitter, where I've literally held conversations about Aaron Rodgers is coming to Tampa. That's the rumor of the day. Derek Carr is coming to Tampa. It's the rumor of the day. Jimmy Garoppolo is coming to Tampa. It's the rumor of the day. I'm forgetting all of the people. I even heard Chicago.
Justin Fields.
See what I mean?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Uh,
They're all.
I've heard Gardner Minshew. I've heard Baker Mayfield. I've heard Taylor Heineke.
Yes, I've heard all of those.
Jacoby
guys.
Brissett.
Yes, I've heard all of those guys. I even heard that Brady was going to come back, and I've also heard Brady's going to Miami, and the Bucs are going to go after Tua. I mean, I've literally heard all of those quarterbacks. Amazing. It's amazing. Dak. I forgot there was Dak.
That was the if Sean Payton went to Dallas and Brady and Gronk came, then Dak's obviously out the door.
Yep. And,
right.
Jameis, we forgot Jeff Olson. He's in chat doing. He's the guy saying it. Yeah,
that's my quarterback.
Yeah. Boy, let that go. I mean, these are the guys that.
You know what I kind of want though, dude?
What?
I just to watch the people melt down on both sides of the coin. I would love for the entertainment factor of the Buccaneers signing Jameis Winston to be the veteran mentor to Kyle Trask. That would be amazing.
I will tell you, I will be one of the people melting down.
The Gator versus Seminole rhetoric, Gator quarterback, Seminole quarterback. Come on, man. It would, dude, the Raymond James Stadium would turn into like Thunderdome.
Who's it going to come into, by the way? Who do you think is coming? Do you think, there's another one, Sam Darnold. I forgot Sam Darnold.
Well, see, I don't consider Sam Darnold the quarterback unless we're talking XFL or USFL, but that's me.
And let me say this here. Let me say this. I think that's unfair. And let me tell you the only reason I say I think that's unfair. Okay. I don't think you should come in and be anointed the starter. That's obvious. But he has sucked with the Jets and the Panthers. Everybody sucks with the Jets and the Panthers. Everybody. It's irrelevant who you put in there at quarterback. They suck. So, I mean, oh my God, you remember this, dude.
Well, I mean, before Tom Brady, you could say the same thing about the Buccaneers, dude.
Do you remember the conversations I had to deal with Josh Rosen, who had been cut by like 5 teams, and people commenting and calling and saying Josh Rosen's the answer? And do you remember?
Yes.
Oh my God, Sam Darnold is like a dream compared to that guy.
Well, here's a question I think that no one's asking. And first of all, why is no one talking about maybe it could be Blaine Gabbert? I mean, he's been there.
I don't think that's going to be the answer.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go budget style, let's do it.
But I think they're going to go with somebody who they will find some way to have somebody who somewhat knows the offense that they're going to change to.
Well, do you think the up in the airness of the Buccaneers quarterback situation is a direct result or a direct cause of the fact that the Buccaneers haven't announced or signed a coordinator yet?
No, I believe they're going to go for, and again, here I can't think of his name, the quarterback's coach from Philadelphia, who was Kyle Trask's.
So the college connection.
Well, yeah, he was the offensive coordinator for Kyle Trask at Florida. So he would just, it literally would be bringing a playbook and language that Trask is already familiar with.
But then what Trask, I mean, so everything he's learned the last 2 years, he's got to forget as far as playbook. But I mean, I can see it. And here's the thing.
Did you see our offense last year?
What's that?
Did you see our offense last year?
Yeah, but that playbook's gone. That's what I mean. We have an entirely.
Yes, please forget what you learned the last 2 years. Yes. And he never took a snap in practice as a Buccaneers quarterback. He was.
Well, I hope he paid attention to some of the Brady stuff that he learned. But my point is, I'm at the camp on the unpopular side, but I'm at the camp of we squeezed the juice out of Brady. Okay, we got that juice. We squeezed the juice we could get out of JPP and Dominican Sue. We squeezed it until we couldn't squeeze no more.
I don't know.
Now,
Sue, I think, I'm not so sure.
Now the credit card's here, and we got to pay the bill. You've got Trask for at least 2 more years on a cheap contract.
Right.
We if you put him out there and go all in and support him, and he's the starter,
right?
You gave him the legitimate shots, and no one can cry that BS. He can either flourish, or you can be like, maybe.
Well, that's why I
my
think they're going to bring in a Sam Darnold or somebody similar to that. Jacoby Brissett. They're going to bring in somebody to compete. Wink, wink. And then we'll see where it goes. Brian Johnson is the guy I was talking about. Jeff Olson. Brian Johnson is the
see.
guy.
I would have thought Brian Johnson. When I hear that, I think of the lead singer to AC/DC, but that's just me.
He was, I believe, the offensive coordinator for Trask at the University of Florida. So I think there's a shot they're going to go there.
Well, I'll say that. So, or the Buccaneers very well could end up with a quarterback falling to them at number 19 that shouldn't be there. And I think that's a big decision they'd have to make.
I don't.
My whole thing with the Trask is with the Trask, like
Trask.
he's the Gronk.
The Trask at hand.
With the Trask at hand is, I saw him play in college. We know he can play the game. We don't know if he can play the game at this level against the starters. We've seen him against the backups. I don't feel like you draft him with that draft pick that high and have him 2 years sucking up your roster money in space and not give him a shot legitimately. So give him the shot. See what happens. If we suck,
I agree with that. I'm okay.
If we suck, there's all kinds of quarterbacks next year too.
Well, and that's the thing is, look, we said, 3 years ago, right now, we were sitting around saying, well, actually 3 years ago, right now, we were excited about the Bucs were going to get new uniforms.
Yeah.
That was the big news. The Bucs were going to get new uniforms, more clock uniforms. That was the big excitement. Jameis, are we going to keep him? Are we not going to keep him? But we're getting new uniforms. That was the excitement. Little did we know we were going to get Tom Brady. And the moment it broke that we were going to get Tom Brady, it was 3 years at most. God, hopefully we'll get one Super Bowl out of this. And holy crap, we got 3 years and one Super Bowl. And then you got to pay the price. We're at the pay the price part. Okay. And the thing is this, unlike the Saints, who I believe at going with Derek Carr are screwing themselves for years. Salary cap wise, because they're in worse. They're only, I believe, 2 teams worse than the Buccaneers when it comes to salary cap situation. And the Saints are one of them. So they are going to have to cut half their roster, restructure, push everything down the road. There's no money. It's just not going to happen. So the Saints, they're going to have a great quarterback, but they're not going to be able to win the division. You no longer are guaranteed winning the division with the best quarterback. If you don't believe me, talk to the people in Green Bay. It doesn't automatically win you that. 3 out of the final 4 teams had quarterbacks on rookie contracts. Inexpensive quarterback. That's the only way, I think, to moving forward. That's the only way to succeed. And these guys with these massive contracts, they're killing their teams. And I don't blame them for making all the money. Anybody who blames those quarterbacks, you're the idiot. I mean, if somebody wants to pay you the money, take it. But I think what the Buccaneers are doing, I like it. Now, you and I spoke earlier, dude, and I want to talk to you about this because you and I kind of, I think, saw this a little bit differently. I believe that I am very proud of the Buccaneer organization for doing what Bruce Arians did not want them to do. He was reportedly, he was upset that they fired Byron Leftwich and the other coaches, but they made that decision anyway. So I believe it was the organization stood up for Todd Bowles and said, this is your team. We're going to do what you want. I believe Jason Light and Todd Bowles got their way. You had a different perspective, which I don't think was unreasonable. Talk about that.
Well, here's the thing. And my perspective of this literally is like I'd say a roulette table, but I don't want to gamble on it. So I'll say a carousel. I think you're alluding to the fact that I feel like I feel like there is heat behind the scenes, whether it be from owner to GM to coach, Arians to GM. There's something going on because the whole Tom Brady, Arians stepping, because Arians was pumped up, if you remember, when Brady retired, and he had Trask and Gabbard. He went on every show that there was ever created to tell everybody how great it was to have Trask and Gabbard. Tom Brady says, I'm coming back. Bruce Arians is like, I quit. That was weird. We don't know the full story there.
You're correct. We don't know the story.
And then the whole red marker rumor came out that Leftwich and Brady are mad at Arians because he used to do this, and that's why he's out. Okay. But then how did that go without Arians all year?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. But I have a theory, a thought, a guess, and this is just a guess about what happened with Arians, and I think it all adds up. This is one of the few things I think when you look at it from this perspective, it all adds up from everybody's perspective. I think Tom Brady said, I think they called Tom Brady. It was, free agency was coming. His final decision had to be made. Is Brady coming back or is he not coming back? What's going to happen? And I think Brady said, well, I'm interested in coming back, but I want there to be some changes in the offense. And I think Arians said, you know what? Why don't I get out of the way? You know what? You go ahead. Fine. You think you know better? Go ahead. Take it. And he stepped upstairs. And I think that's how that went down. It wasn't anger. They still liked each other, respected each other, disagreed with each other. And Arians just said, tell you what, I'll get out of your way. And like you said, look at what happened.
Yeah, right. And now
Tom Brady, I said this earlier, it's a fact. Tom Brady was awful this year. It's sacrilege to say, but he was.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I'll say, I'll put it to you this way: the rumors of the Arians and the market thing ring a little more true after what we witnessed without Arians.
I believe that's true, and I believe that fits in though with what I said.
Then we also have the reports that Arians pissed off that they did let Byron go, or he became the fall guy. And we also know, or at least it appears, Arians is, even though he's like in his 70s, he's very aware of his persona.
Right.
He's very defensive when people come at him. And not that he's wrong, but just that's not the common course of a head coach, is to be that guy. And Arians is on TV today. I think it was Rich Eisen, or maybe it was McAfee. I'm not sure. Talking about, I've got 5 more years of this coaching stuff in me. So I'm thinking.
Well, he also said today that he plans on fulfilling his contract with the Buccaneers as as whatever they call
whatever
it,
he is,
advisor, consultant, whatever you want to call it. So
I feel like his title is I don't hold a red marker anymore.
I feel like his title is I get to ride around and play Grand Poobah like I'm all that. But I felt weird about this, and I thought about this when I saw Arians on the sidelines at the game, and when I saw Arians at in the golf cart at practice, it bothered me. Too many Chiefs. I don't think Arians should be on there. I think it's disrespectful to Todd Bowles. I think it's Todd Bowles' team. Get the hell out of here. You didn't want to coach anymore.
I also think
Arians
wants to become that Tom Moore character like we have, who we just re-signed an extension to, that old dude.
Yeah.
I think he either wants to be, or he's going to be that guy that you can't get him out of the league regardless. I think that's what's going on here. And, not that he deserves to get out. I think we can all show love and appreciation to Bruce Arians. Even before he was a Bucs coach, I never had any like, oh, what an ass. But here's what I will say. Big ego, Arians. Big ego, Brady. Yeah. Minuscule, not very confident, outright ego, Bowles. Very quiet, but seems to be very edgy, ego, Byron Leftwich. Yeah, what could go wrong? Success. Wait, immediate success. Now, what could go wrong?
Yeah, well,
and remember, Todd Bowles called out a bunch of people about living off the Super Bowl. I still think he was talking about Byron Leftwich.
Oh, I do too. And I spoke with someone kind of in the know, a little more connected than me, and someone that we've all known and loved for a while. That he said it was Bowles. I mean, it was Leftwich and others. And the word came out that going all the way back to training camp, there were problems between Bowles and Leftwich, and Bowles didn't get his guys. Bowles didn't get to have his coaching staff because it all happened so late. So he kind of got saddled with it. And we watched Dirk Cutter. No, not Dirk Cutter. Who was before? Lovie Smith ended up with an offensive coordinator he didn't really want because his guy had a heart problem all of a sudden when he got into the NFL and said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this.
Hey, living in Tampa ain't easy, bro.
and then so they ended up with Dirk Cutter coming in. And I mean, it I don't know, it's all weird. The whole thing is weird, but I think now I think Bowles has 2 more years. I don't think it's 1 year. I think there's probably a handshake agreement saying we're going to give Trask a shot.
What if they come out and go 4-13?
Unless there's some.
What if they have the first pick in the draft? You're going to give that to Bowles, bro? No.
Oh, I'm not. Don't
no.
Don't misunderstand me. Okay, if they're that bad, yes. Okay, but
top 10 pick, and he's fired because I don't trust that. I have a bias.
I know. I know this, and you've expressed it, and I don't think you're wrong.
I don't think he's a good leader of a team. I think he's an excellent coordinator because all he has to do is teach the individual units, the line, the linebackers, and then address the team as a whole with the D-backs and all that. Here, he's the guy.
You said something fantastic today when I was talking to you. One of the things you said today was, listen, man, no key offensive player, free agent, is going to want to come to Tampa and play for Bowles. And it makes sense because he's a defensive guy. It's not like he's got the draw. There's no reason. Nobody's looking. When Arians was here, I want to go play for Arians, man.
Dude, Arians wears shirts that say no risk it, no biscuit. It's his persona. He's the Guy Fieri of fucking coaching. Sorry about the F-bomb.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. It really is.
I mean, they look the same, dude. They're probably related.
Yeah, they probably are. So,
no sense.
Yeah, but I think you're right. And I just think you're right. Offensive players are not going to want to come necessarily play for Bowles, but some defensive guys have done okay as well recently.
No. I think I'll say, and people argue this, I think if he only has to worry about the defense and you give him the talent that he needs and he asks for, that Todd Bowles is a top 5 defensive coordinator in the league right now.
Agreed.
But he's a top 42 head coach.
He's not that bad. He's not worse than every other starting. Every other coach. Come on, man.
Let's look at the. I mean, like I said to you earlier today. Right now, Andy Reid's the anomaly. All the other teams below him or competing against him have young, upcoming head coaches. The Bengals, the 49ers,
I agree
the Eagles. Okay, so we're seeing a changing of the guard. Yeah. And let's be honest, there's so much offensive coaching talent out there in the NFL and the college ranks that when you get a head coach like a Todd Bowles, who is basically like wet, soggy rice as far as inspiration, dude, there's just nothing there.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, the players say that's not true in the way.
Well, they're not going to say, "Oh, the guy who signs my paycheck and determines my starts and reps sucks ass." He's not going to say that.
I understand that, but there's something in between there. Your example.
I feel like, I do. I mean, I feel like he has respect. I mean, he's Todd Bowles. I respect Todd Bowles.
A little more fiery behind the scenes than what we see publicly.
You would think they'd push that a little bit out. wouldn't
So
they?
is
Like,
Parcells. I mean, Bill Parcells just talks like this when he talks to the media.
you mean Bill Belichick?
Belichick? I mean, that's all you get out of him is him talking like this. That's not the way he is behind the scenes.
But he also had some personality and one-liners that he would do with the whole "We're on to Cincinnati."
Did you hear him on the podcast on Brady's Let's Go podcast?
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
Didn't even sound like the same dude. Didn't even sound like the same guy. It really didn't. And that's the way I think Bowles is. I think when he's talking to the team, I do think he's a lot more fiery and has a lot more passion, a lot more than you think. And by the way, Tony Dungy was not Mr. Personality either. I don't think you have to be.
Yeah, but I don't think Tony Dungy could coach in this era with these players. I don't think he could. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this generation, the older guys, sure, but everybody coming up, I don't think people like Bowles get their attention because let's face it, everything's about hype, instant gratification. Dude, a guy got drafted who was born and given the name Sauce. Sauce. The next guy next year, his name's going to be Drip or Swag. Oh, wait. Swaggy B already plays in the NBA.
There are swaggies, so
right. So, I mean, and there's nothing wrong. Cool. I get it. We're old. That's what happens. Young people do stuff that we don't totally get. I'm cool with it, but I don't think
his name was. What did he say? Sauce. His name is Sauce.
Sauce. Oh, that gives me heartburn.
That reminds me. I remember I had this great gravy. No, it's just, I mean, come on.
It's bad.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, dude. I'm going to call it a night.
You should call it a night.
I am going to call it a night because I have to go to work tomorrow. And
just everybody, thank you for tuning in. And out of all the BS that was on that show tonight for the NFL, much respect for the Damar Hamlin love and seeing him walk out on stage tonight and address the crowd. Yeah. That was probably the highlight. So NFL,
with all those Twitter rumors that Damar Hamlin's really not.
Oh yeah, conservatives' heads were exploding because he did not look like a hologram.
There, dude, you did not have to go politics.
Oh, well, okay, then those people.
You did it.
Those people who think he was a hologram and not dead, or that he was dead. He was literally walking on the stage.
He had his face covered. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I know. Come on, dude. Here's the thing. You know, it's a conspiracy. What's a conspiracy is Geno Smith winning comeback player of the year. That's a conspiracy.
I'll go with that. I'll agree with that.
All right. Say good night, Irene.
Good night, Irene. Have a good night, dude. All right. Very good call. I mean, man, I love it when he comes on. He just doesn't do it enough. All right. We're going to call it a night. One more time for Ronde Barber. Ronde Barber, class of 2023 Hall of Fame. Way to go, 20. Fourth one from that defense, guys. All right, Tuesday night. I hope David White Scarver, who will be back on with me. I hope he will be here. We will be on all the typical platforms. We will be on Facebook. We will be on Twitter, the Twitter machine. We will be on Twitch for Bucs Report and YouTube and all the Bucs Report platforms, all of our platforms. We will be all over the place. Just wanted to share tonight with you guys, so I came on and did something different because I just wanted to have fun with Bucs fans and celebrate Ronde Barber because there was a lot to celebrate tonight. Good show, good time. Thanks for you guys being here. And you know what? We got another guy in the Hall of Fame. How about that? Another guy in the Hall of Fame. Makes me happy. Makes me all warm and fuzzy. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Woo! Go Bucs.